guys, it's Kristen with On The Go Beauty Studio. I created a smoky eye for you today. It was my most requested look on Facebook when I put it out to family and friends, so this is for you. I used my Gwen Stefani palette from Urban Decay again. I used Punk. I messed up the last video and called this 1987. It's actually called Zone. It's a warm brown. I used the actual 1987, this gold shade here. Makes much more sense now, doesn't it, for the 80s. I used Blonde and Harajuku. Just kidding, guys. That one's actually called Anaheim. I cannot get this right. And Blackout. So if you don't have this palette, look for colors that are similar. And I hope you enjoy doing this look with me. Thanks. The first thing I did was use a black eyeliner pencil. This one's from Motives Cosmetics called Onyx. And I go on my waterline, and I also go on my lash line. And I'm not worried about this being perfect because I'll go over it with eyeshadow later. Next I'm going in with Zone. It's that warm brown color. This is a great color to start with because your other colors will just blend easier as you put them on top of it. I start on the outside of my eye so it deposits the most color there, and then go towards the inside with the windshield wiper motion. I'm also using small circles with my brush to really blend it in. Then I'm going in with the same color, Zone, and I'm applying it to my lash line. This really creates that smoky eye look. Then I went in with Punk. I added it to the same brush and created a small V on my outer corner of my eye. Then I take it without adding any more product and blend it into my crease. As I move on to the next eye, I do add more shadow to my brush, but I tap it on the side of my hand to make sure it's not too much. I'm doing the same thing where I'm adding it to the outside corner first and then really blending in towards my inner corner. I go back in with Zone just to really blend it out and make sure that that Punk color is not too dark. I'm putting it under my eyes too and adding Punk under there as well to really smoke it out. Next I go in with Blackout. I'm using that same fluffy brush, applying it to the brush, and then tapping it off on the side of my hand to make sure that it doesn't fall on my face. I'm going in again to that outer V, kind of making a V, or think of it as a triangle shape on the outside of your eye. I'm taking it and making sure not to add too much at once, really blending into those first two colors. Again, I'm doing little small circles with my brush and going in that windshield wiper motion, but I'm really focusing on that outer corner and then applying it into my crease. Doing the same thing on the other side, starting on that outer V crease. You want the most shadow to deposit in that area, and then bringing it into your crease and making those nice strokes to make sure that your shadow is really blended into those first two colors. Then I'm bringing it under as well, blending it on top of those other shades, Punk and Zone. This creates a lot of dimension to your shadow and helps with that smoky eye. I'm using my Vera Mona Color Switch Duo to get off any of the color on my brush. As you can see, there is nothing left. Then I go in with Anaheim. I'm using this taupe shade to really just blend all those colors together and use it as a transition shade from where I want my eye to be dark and then the lighter part up by my brow bone. This gives some warmth to the smoky eye and, like I said, helps blend everything all together. So I'm going right in just above where I added my other colors, and I'm blending to make sure that there's no harsh lines and to add some warmth. Now I'm going in with a completely clean brush again. I just cleaned it off in my Veramona. And I'm really making sure that everything is blended nicely. Again, harsh lines are not your friend. Going in with that Veramona again, making sure there's no color on my brush and just really blending. I'm telling you all, the Veramona is a game changer in the makeup world. Makes life a lot easier. I've only used this one brush up until now in this eye, all because I can just keep getting the color off in that little cool invention that I wish I came up with. Then I used blonde on a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm using this to highlight my brow bone. It's a beautiful, light, pale yellow color with some shimmer to it. So I'm just taking it and I apply it right under my brow and blend it in. Next I went in with this beautiful gold shade 1987. I apply it to that same flat eyeshadow brush and I apply that to my lid. I started applying it in the middle of the lid and then I just continue adding more and more of the pigment on top to really make sure that that gold stands out. I bring it over from the middle, not all the way to the outside of my lid, but just a little bit over. I'm going to be covering that up in a minute, you'll see. So you see I start in the middle, I bring it in to my inner corner, keep adding more and more. You see I'm not tapping my brush this time. With the flat brush you usually don't have to. And I just keep applying layers and layers of this color to make it really pop. At this point I go in with Zone and Punk and I mix the two shades together on my brush. I'm adding it to the outside of my eyelid just to give a little bit of a softer appearance with that gold. I love it, but I wasn't wanting the gold to be quite as much of a statement as it was prior to adding these two colors and kind of toning it down a bit on the outside of my eye. So again, I'm just adding those two colors together and putting it on the outside of my lid, making sure I don't go too far in because I don't want to lose the gold. I just wanted to soften it. Then I added Maybelline Colossal Volume Express Mascara just in a thin layer on my top and bottom lashes. The last step for the smoky eye look was adding MAC lashes in A75. I went ahead and put those on off camera to save time, but I wanted to include what I put on my lips with this look. This is MAC lip liner in Whirl. And then Motives Cosmetics Rich Formula Lipstick in Natural over that. And this is the final look. I hope you all enjoyed this smoky eye tutorial, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to see more videos. Bye!